Hello, storytellers. Welcome back to Storytelling Tarot. This is Jeida K Story, and I am so excited that you have clicked on this video. I'm so glad that you're with us. I encourage you, if you haven't already, to watch the Tell Me Something Good reading that I did for the month of September. If you have not watched it, or if you need a refresher, then I recommend clicking on the card in the corner. You can watch that reading right after this one. But today we're going to focus on the energies that we see coming toward us over the next couple of weeks. During this reading, we're going to get some general messages from the spirits that walk with you, the ancestors who walk with you, about what you should be thinking about, focusing on. Then I'm going to pull out some tarot cards to see what it is that I see coming toward you. We're going to get some fortune cards out to kind of look at what else may be going on. And then we're going to pull like some closing cards to show what you should be mindful of for the rest of the month. So we have fire, earth, air, and water. I recommend that you listen for your sun, moon, rising, or any other prominent placement in your chart. You can apply this to your sidereal or your tropical chart, whichever one resonates with you. My intention is always that you get what you need. If you are here, if you felt called to this reading, that I believe you're going to hear at least one thing that's going to be helpful for you over the next couple of weeks. Before you jump over to your reading, I do want to say that my books are open for one-on-one readings. So if you are interested in sitting with me, it would be my honor and privilege to serve as a gentle guide for you. All of the booking information is available in the description box, and I would love the opportunity to sit across the tarot table from you. All right, so without further ado, let's get into this reading. Hello, my fire signs. This reading is for Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. We're going to be looking at what is coming in for you for the next couple of weeks. I want to start by getting some messages from your spirits, what it is that they want you to focus on, or something for you to know right now. Yeah, let's just get some wisdom from your ancestral team. So what do you have to share with my fire signs that's going to be important for them for over the next couple of weeks? This one is jumping at me. Tethered. Okay. That one was jumping at me. Okay. So you have tethered and trust in the divine purpose. It says this experience has divine meaning. Healing will come. Know that you are on a path of growth. What I'm even noticing about this tethered card being on its side like this, it looks like chain links that are trying to break away from one another. And so I'm wondering if there is some type of untangling that's been going on in your life, fire signs, whether this is your doing. If it kind of feels like it feels like you are trying to undo or, untangle yourself from some type of alliance, relationship, or situation. And it could be that it could be a job, a relationship. It's something that you're wanting to be freed from. For some of you, it may have been some type of separation that you didn't expect. But with tethered on its side like this, it's speaking about connections being very important to you. And that right now in this next phase of life is going to be necessary for you to remember that the divine is always knowledgeable of you, always mindful of you. And that even if you find yourself in a scenario where you feel stuck or tied to a situation, it could even be you feel like my conditions will never change, or they're not changing enough for me. Some people are feeling stuck. It feels like over the next couple of weeks, there's going to be an untying, an untangling, a cord cutting that's going to be happening for you, my fire signs. Part of growth is a painful experience sometimes. It's uncomfortable, to say the least. But Spirit is saying to trust in the purposes, trust in your prayers that they're working. Trust that the desires of your heart are coming to be. They're coming into fruition. And so it feels like what your ancestral team is helping you with is the untying of situations that have felt restricting, right? That have felt impossible. It feels like they are giving you the tools showing you how you can be freed, showing you how you can thrive in this next phase of life, in this next season that you're entering into. You can thrive there. And what's also coming up for me is untethering ourselves from a particular idea of success, a particular idea of how things are going to work out. Sometimes we have to expand our imagination and release our grip over control and just allow for things to fall into place the way that they were always meant to. And so maybe that is the untethering that is going to be happening for you over the next couple of weeks. Okay, so let's get some tarot cards to see what else we can see coming in for the fire signs. We have the Two of Wands. Okay. Two of Wands. I'm going to get 4 cards. The Three of Chalices or the Three of Cups. The Queen of Swords. And let's get one more card. This one. And Death. And look, the bottom of the deck is the King of Chalices. Okay, I'm going to put that here. Two of Wands, Three of Cups, Queen of Swords, Death, and the King of Chalices. Oh, there's so many changes coming in for you, fire signs. And with the Two of Wands, it feels like what is coming in for you, these are plans that you've been making for a long time. And so some of you, like I was saying with this tether card, some of you were actively trying to untether yourself from certain situations. And the Two of Wands shows that, yes, you had a certain intention behind standing out on your own, behind moving toward this particular goal. What it feels like with the Three of Chalices, like, yes, this can be friends and support in good times. And for some of you, it is. It also, for me, feels like there is spiritual intervention and spiritual help that is coming in to assist you in this transition, because you see that the Death card is at the end of the spread, that there is a transformative change that's coming for you in the next couple of weeks. But I don't get that this particular change is going to take you by surprise. I get that this is something that you've been hoping for and praying for. And whatever the intention is, it is something that is aligned with your best and highest good, because of the Three of Cups. I always see that as like your spirit guides and your ancestors coming in for you. Like, what that feels like is them coming in to assist and make sure that it happens just as you said, just as you desired, just as you hoped for. And so for some of you with this Queen of Swords over the next couple of weeks, it feels like there is a certain prominence, like some of you are rising to certain level places of prominence. Some of you are asserting yourself in a particular way that is causing a bit of a stir, right? It could be at home, it could be in your job. But what I love about this Queen of Swords is they have this lasso over this beast's beak. Because the things that used to scare you, the things that used to intimidate you, you now have the power to silence. Whatever you have been fearful of, fire signs, you are silencing it now. Maybe you weren't prepared for this new reality of being untied to a particular job, a friend group, a relationship, whatever it is. It feels like you are getting the strength and the clarity so that you can then speak to your fear and say, you don't run me anymore. I'm the one in control. And we are no longer afraid of transformation. We are no longer afraid of change. So I love that Death fell right below the trust in divine purpose, because it's saying that the experience has divine meaning, that there is healing that is coming. So for those who a particular situation, a particular connection may have previously given you meaning, sometimes when that thing is stripped away for whatever reason, whether you walked away or whether they walked away from you, you might have been feeling raw without them. But the divine purpose is for you to be healed, for you to know that just because this is an ending, it does not mean this is the end of your story. This is only the end of this particular chapter. But you with the King of Cups at the bottom of the deck, this is your emotional maturity. This is your spiritual maturity. This is the growth that the trust and divine purpose is talking about. It's also the card of it's 34. 3 plus 4 is 7. That's the number of divine alignment. And so there's going to be a lot of shifting and changing for you, fire signs, over the next couple of weeks. Are you prepared for that movement? Are you ready to be seated in your power, to speak up, to advocate for yourself, to show people what you're made of? What I'm also hearing, some of you are about to stand out. You're standing out from a crowd over the next couple of weeks because you are envisioning yourself in a larger arena, a larger circle of influence. And so life as you knew it is changing for the better because it's for your growth and your elevation. Are you ready? Okay. Let's get some prediction cards out here. I think I'm going to get 3 or 4. This one is like, I haven't even, look at that. Someone new is entering your life. So for those of you who were concerned, for those of you who were wondering, does this mean, since I'm untethering myself, that I am going to be alone? No. Spirit is going to send you others. Someone who can hold, someone who can be with you, someone who can teach you, someone who can fulfill the places in your life where previous connections left you barren and feeling dry, right? That's what's possible now. Death is just saying this is the end of a chapter, which means you just got to turn the page to get to the new one. Okay. Let's see what else. Let's get a couple more cards here. Spirit was coming for my fire signs. You have an exciting event. Gong. Something exciting is coming up for you, my fire signs. Let's see. I think we can do a couple more. Ooh. Okay. You have flute, disappointment in a friend or lover. And V, oh, you had a couple. V for victory in some endeavor. Victory. Look at that. Secret admirer. For those who are like concerned, wondering about relationships, people have their eyes on you. And with this disappointment in a friend or a lover, it might not be someone you expect. It may be someone who comes out of seemingly nowhere. And this could be the exciting event that's coming, but it feels like, yeah, there are new connections coming in. And that may be why your spirits are saying it's time for you to release certain things so that you can hold on to some others that are more aligned. People who are ready to honor where you are right now in life. Okay, so let's see. What do your spirits want you to focus on for the next couple of weeks? Focus. As my partner would say, keep the main thing the main thing. Focus. Bottom of the deck, you had good fortune. Focus on the positive. Focus on the good. Know that death is a portal. It's a doorway into a new reality. Right? And so Spirit is saying it's time for you to focus on what is at hand. Focus on what it is that you are trying to bring into reality. Focus on what it is that you are planning, right? Focus on the relationships that are nourishing to you. All right, let's get one more card. Spirit, what is the crowning card for this? Oh, that one right there. Whip. Now I'm going to read this from the guidebook. Y'all know I love this deck. It says whip. It's the element of fire. And it says, everyone must pay. Nothing worthwhile or lasting was ever achieved by simply wanting it to be ours. Sacrifice and work move things further than desire alone. So are we willing to sacrifice our time, our comfort, convenience, and privilege for our vision? Or will we sit at the altar, palms open, expecting everything? This card is also about the sacrifices our ancestors made for us to be here today. We are the manifestation of their work and sacrifice. We are the product of their magic. We honor them and the sacrifices they made by also honoring ourselves. And so this whip card, they want you to focus on, you see this bow and arrow, focus on the target. Focus on what you're building. Focus on what you're gaining, not what you are afraid you will lose. The whip card is asking for your efforts, for you to put it all on the line so that you can receive the blessings that you're hoping for. All right, my fire signs, I hope that was helpful. Have a wonderful rest of your month. Hello, my earth signs. This reading is for Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. We're about to look at the next couple of weeks to see what is coming toward you and what you need to know. Let's start with some messages from your divine ones, your ancestors, spirit guides, those who love you in the spirit realm. Let's see, what is the message for my earth signs over the next couple of weeks? Okay, that one. Leadership on its side. Let's get an oracle card here. Angel card. There's something here, earth signs, about you trusting your own leadership capability. You have opened your heart. No one is perfect. Stop judging yourself and others and let love heal the situation. What I was going to say about leadership, with it on its side, it seems like there is a little bit of hesitancy, or even lack of confidence in your leadership ability. But with this card here, I want you to know that, one, it means that you are very much so someone that folks look to as like a beacon of light and hope, and as an example. And also, I want you to know that you can trust yourself to follow your gut. It's very easy, I think, to be the one who like to lead others, right? Like to give other people advice. It's another altogether to trust the way that we can lead ourselves. And so that's kind of what's coming up for me is, do you trust your own judgment for yourself? Do you believe yourself, earth signs? Okay, let's look at the tarot. Let's see what is coming in for you all for the next couple of weeks. Queen of Swords. Four of Swords. Page of Wands. Let's get one more. And the Four of Pentacles. It's interesting that you have the open your heart card right above the Four of Pentacles, where this person is very guarded. What I'm seeing in this spread is a lot of stopping and going. It's a lot of like false starts. I see the Queen of Swords in their power, fierce, being direct, knowing exactly how to get what they need because they ask for it, they take action. And then immediately after that, I see the Four of Swords. And this person is kind of like watching things go by. And then you have the Page of Wands, where it's like the fire, the energy of fire, and this exploration and being like enthralled and kind of taken. I don't know if you can see like this figure here, this like this whip or this energy, fiery energy, that just kind of takes them, where it becomes like this like obsession. I just have to see what is there for me, right? And then immediately back into the Four of Pentacles, where they're reserved, keeping things to themselves. And what it feels like is what I was saying before with the leadership card, in which you are trusted to lead teams and people and families and groups. And yet it's almost like you don't have enough of what you need for yourself. The Queen of Swords is you being very direct, clear communicator, action taker. But then there's very little mental capacity for yourself at the end of the day. The Page of Wands, again, is you learning and following this passion, right? And then the Four of Pentacles is reserving whatever energy. It's like you don't have enough. And so I would be mindful of people who might try to pull on you, people who might require more of you than you have to give to yourself first. Even if you're used to showing up in that capacity, this really feels like for the next couple of weeks, making sure that you actually have what it is that they need, but not just enough. If you don't have enough energy for yourself, then you don't have enough energy for anyone else. If you don't have enough time for yourself, then you don't have enough time for anyone else. If you don't have enough mental fortitude to get out of bed, to write, to create, then you don't have it to give, right? And so that means that I really feel like these fours speak very loudly about boundaries, and it's not good to sacrifice your health or your well-being to show up for other people when you need to be like preserving. And so this whole thing about opening your heart and no one being perfect, stop judging yourself. It feels like, maybe you want to be considered reliable, or again, you're used to being reliable, and maybe you don't have, it's not easy for you to say no. You don't have to say no. If you're someone who is big-hearted and you're a servant or you're a boss or a parent, someone who works in as a service provider, care worker of some sort, this open your heart doesn't feel like, oh, you are so closed off and no one can get in. It really feels like, actually, your heart is open pretty often to others. Are you pouring back into you? Are you giving you what you need? Are you putting the life jacket on yourself first before you assist the people next to you? So yeah, you're a great leader, Earth signs. You're wonderful at what you do. Just make sure you give to yourself in abundance first. That's key. All right, let's see what else is coming in for you. I will say, in addition to like that general message, I do think that some of you are going to have some really exciting news. I'm even hearing that some of you may even have you may have opportunities to travel or do something really fun, but you might not have the funds for it. So I would say save up if you're wanting to go out and experience things. Is the Four of Swords is also like giving very much so respite or relaxation. So that may be something that's really important to you. You need to take a break. You need to take a break, Earth signs. You have a lot going on. So take care of your health for sure. Let's see. You have your ancestral fathers coming through for you. Yeah, you have the ancestral fathers coming through for you, Earth sign. So call on them. Call on them when you're trying to figure out how can I begin to trust myself again? How can I trust my own leadership and trust my own cues and listen take my own advice, right? Maybe sitting with your ancestral fathers will be helpful for you now. You also have recognition, reward for merit. Yeah, people see you. I told you, you are definitely a leader. People see you. I just want you to see you too. I want you to hear you too. You have grapes. Look at that. Time to go out and have fun. You That's really what this is giving. And this is with the Four of Pentacles. It feels like too, like people wanting to treat you. Like you might not have the money, you might not have what you need, but it's almost like someone's like, hey, let's go out, my treat. You know, let people treat you, especially if you're used to being the one who people look to for advice, or people look to kind of drive how things go. Even if it's like them not treating you, let them make the plans. Like it's okay for you to be like, oh, okay, yeah, like let people come to you, right? Okay, and you have Dark Woman. You know, these cards to me always mean ancestors. So for me, this feels like you have heavy ancestral assistance, right? And if we step outside of the people cards or significator cards, being people who are going to be able to assist you, the people who want to see you and spend time with you, the people who are going to be recognizing that you need help, right? Recognizing that you need assistance, recognizing that you need a safe place to land. It just feels like a helping hand, especially when you're used to kind of calling the shots. It feels like you're going to have some people come in who are going to be taking the load off for you. And I really, really, really love that for you. Let's see what they want you to focus on. See, what is your focus for the rest of the month? Affluence. Affluence now. That was one of the piles in my last reading. So if you feel called to go and watch, we talked about what the ancestors are doing behind the scenes. And we talked about these two cards being the ancestors. So I would say perhaps if you haven't watched that reading already, then maybe you should watch it and watch that particular pile, because we talked a lot about how the ancestors are helping you step into your power and more into your affluence. I really love that. So Spirit is saying focus on that, focus on your growth, focus on, and especially with like the Four of Pentacles, speaking about like, you know, maybe needing to keep an eye on your finances. Know that wherever you are right now, things can change, things will grow. And so this leadership can also be how you are taking control over your finances. And maybe that's going to be a point of focus for you over the next couple of weeks. All right, let's get one final card, which will be your crowning card for what they want you to focus on. This one, drawing my eye. Wow, corn. Corn is about abundance. Corn is about abundance. So I'm going to read from the guidebook, and it is the element of earth. It is the card of harvest. It says, some of us jumped from the ships, some walked into the waves, some of us lay down and slept forever, and some of us flew away. Because we can only remain where we are tethered by some sweetness. So in this place, so bereft of sweet, we grew it, we raised it up. Yes, we, the ones who remained, held fast to what sweetness we could, even when they tried to choke it loose and stamp it out and claim it for themselves. That is why we must always celebrate what has managed to remain. This includes offerings to the remainers we descend from, sweet treats to symbolize the sweetness that all of our spirits have provided, to show gratitude for their loving presence and work in our lives. Offerings also to those who couldn't remain and did what they could. The shadow side of this card is the reminder that we reap what we sow, and if we have not sown what was to our benefit, we reap the consequences. And this is kind of reminding me of the open your heart card as well, when it talks about not judging yourself and others. And even in the Bible, it says that judge not lest you be judged. Don't judge others harshly or unjustly, because then that same judgment will come upon you. You'll find yourself doing and moving in the same way that you judged. Right? And so this corn card is speaking about a certain abundance and a certain harvest that's coming, right? There's a certain affluence, if you will, that's coming toward you. And so right now, the focus is for you to give sweet offerings to your ancestors and spirits. And also for you in particular, because of all that we've talked about, how can you offer sweetness to yourself, right? By going out and having a good time or doing something that is fun to you, by being in communication with your ancestors and your spirit guides. And also, you have so many just beautiful cards on the table that speak about wealth. You have grapes, you have these baskets, you have affluence, and you have corn. So I think that things are about to take a beautiful turn for you when it comes to your finances and what you're desiring for yourself. Big changes. So be good to yourself. Honor your capacity, honor your body, and let somebody treat you for a change. All right, my earth signs, we'll see you in the next one. Have a wonderful rest of your month. Hello, my air signs. This reading is for Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. We're about to look at what is coming in for y'all for the rest of September. Let's start with an opening word from your spirits and ancestors, those who love you and walk with you. Let's see what it is they have to share with you right now. And then we'll get into what I see coming toward you. This one here, guide. Your ancestral support, your spirit team, they're wanting you to know that that they're with you. The guide card is about having a North Star. This one is strong coming to me. Yeah, it says, yes, you are correct. You have listened to your inner guidance and made a wise choice. Keep moving forward. So the guide card, I was just saying that it is a card that speaks about having like that knowing, first of all, that your spirits are your North Star. Your spirits are your guiding light. They are showing you what to do, right? And so this month, or for the rest of the rest of the month, I should say, it feels like with the guide cards is slightly reversed, a little bit reversed, and it feels like you are still trying to trust what you hear, what you see from your spirit team. It's not that you're being hard-headed or you're not listening. I think that there is still some questions. And so if you tend to be someone who, tries to talk yourself out of your spiritual experiences, try to talk yourself out of believing your spiritual encounters, if you're someone who doubts their intuition, if you're unsure, or look, what's even coming up is if you're someone who divines a little too much, like relying too much on the divination, any little thing is like, I gotta ask my pendulum, any little thing I gotta pull some cards, any little thing I gotta phone a friend. There's nothing wrong with doing those things on their face, but what's most important is that you begin to build trust in yourself. And see, you have the card that says, yes, you're correct. You know, you see, you hear, you understand. And so your ancestors and your guides are just wanting you to begin to trust what you feel and what you know, because your internal, your wisdom is turned on and very heightened right now. So trust what you see and know that your spirits are with you. Okay, my air signs. Let's see what else is coming toward you. That one was standing out to me. 5 of Pentacles. King of Cups. What else? Page of Wands. And let's get one more for the air signs. Which one? This one? Okay. 6 of Swords. Bottom of the deck for y'all is the 3 of Wands. So I'm going to put that to the side. It's so interesting because what I'm seeing, the story of the 5 of Pentacles into the 3 of Wands is someone who is barely making it. Someone who is barely making it, barely holding on. But we see that eventually they make it over, right? With the 6 of Swords. So right now, air signs, for the next couple of weeks, what I see coming in for y'all is that there's going to be a point in which you are fed up. a point in which you are fed up with the current realities, things as they are. Tired of being tired, tired of not having enough time to yourself, not having enough money to get things moving. It feels like with this King of Cups, there may be someone coming into your life who's going to shine some type, like like things seem kind of dire with the Five of Pentacles, but when the King of Cups comes in, then it seems like it ignites something in you, something that you had not considered, an option that you had not even known was opened up to you. This King of Cups feels like a person coming into your life. It could be a spiritual teacher. It could be you going to see, get a reading. It could be you sitting with a teacher or an elder. There's some type of, we talked about you having a guide. It could also be an encounter with one of your ancestors, even in the spirit realm or the dream realm. What's interesting though, it kind of does feel like the dream realm, because you see in the Five of Pentacles, this person is sleeping. And then if we look at the story of this sleeping person who then you have an encounter with the King of Cups, and the King of Cups is going to ask you to really do something with how you feel. A good friend of mine, Mage, was saying to me once that the power in the King of Cups is that the King of Cups is, the Queen of Cups is going to like help you to feel your feelings. The King of Cups is going to ask you now, what are you going to do with these feelings? How are you going to hold them? How are you going to honor them? How are you going to honor them? What are you going to do with them now? And I don't know, it seems like things with the Five of Pentacles feel kind of like you see yourself, air signs, one way. You see so much that you want to accomplish, but it just seems like, there are barriers right now. But something seems to happen to you. Like I said, there's some type of encounter that you have that turns your flame on again. And something enraptures you and takes you by surprise. And that is what leads you over this bridge, over this hump. So for those of you, it feels like something like it's a spiritual and a very creative energy is going to take you over. So for some of you who've been having like writer's block, for some of you who've been unable to create, unable to kind of to play and explore, it feels like that's coming on for you. And that now you'll be able to see what else is out there available to you. You will no longer be down in despair with the Five of Pentacles, thinking about what you don't have. You will then start to look and to figure out what it is that you can call in, what it is that you can make shake, right? What it is that you can go and master, what it is that you can achieve. What's so cool about the Page of Wands is this person is like up in this tree, and then it's almost as if they go and take a branch from this tree, go over this bridge, right? Move away from what has been difficult, what has been stagnant, what has been frustrating, and then they go and plant so that they can create more, so that they can expand more, so that they can create more opportunities for creativity and for thriving. So again, if you've been feeling kind of dry and not feeling energized, I feel like that's about to change for you. All right, so let's look at what else is coming in for the air signs. Let's get some tea leaves out here. Let's get 2 or 3 cards. Maybe let's do 4. I think we were, all right. Torch, spiritual development, enlightenment, awareness, and understanding. Ashe. That's like that Page of Wands. You have yoke, feeling tied down and frustrated. Absolutely. Yeah, that's what we were just talking about. A misunderstanding for wall. Yeah, that wall energy kind of feels like this Five of Pentacles. Like it feels like I said, like you can't create, or it's like there might be obstacles in your way that's keeping you from what you're trying to achieve, right? But then you have bull. Do not back down from opposition. Show strength and fortitude. So even when you're feeling like I cannot get this done, or maybe I'm not the right person for the job, or, you're disqualifying yourself before anybody else can. And Spirit is saying, no, don't do that. Listen to your inner guidance. This is when you have to go back and try to find your guides, right? Listen to your ancestors. Listen to your intuition, not your fear, not your insecurity. As some of you need to ask your ancestors to meet you in the dream realm and let them show a glimpse, like let them show you a glimpse of how things can change for you positively. Let them see how you can make your way over the bridge, how you can make your way out of what feels impossible so that you can move toward the reality of what is waiting for you. All right, let's see what they want you to focus on. What is the focus for the air signs for the rest of September? Spiritual cleansing. Ashe. Get your spiritual hygiene up. Look, bottom of the deck, you had guides. Yeah, you got a lot. Whatever you're doing, it has something to do with your spirituality. So make sure that you are cleansing yourself. Make sure that you are not allowing other people to get you off course, to get you to question yourself. Remember, you are correct. So make sure that you keep your head clear. Make sure that you protect your energy. Be mindful of what you're listening to, what you're watching. All of the things that will cause you to doubt what you know and to doubt your capabilities, right? The Spirit is saying that what's coming in for you is spiritual development and enlightenment, and also awareness. Okay? So trust your guides. They got you. All right, let's get one final card. What's the crowning card, Spirit? What do you want for this one on top? Heart. I love that. Heart. I'm going to read from the book. It is the element of water, and the card is about love. It says, there is an infinite supply of love for us to draw on, whether from platonic or romantic relationships, living or dead. But if we often lose ourselves in the need to nurture others, hiding in them to avoid being in ourselves, this time calls for us to call in spirit to help develop rituals or practices for nurturing and loving ourselves. This is the spiritual cleansing that I'm talking about. This is the need for you to connect with your guides, right? I'm going to read that part again. This time calls for us to call in spirit to help develop rituals or practices for nurturing and loving ourselves, for presence, for stillness, for peace. We must learn to love ourselves so deeply we find joy in solitude instead of heartbreak. Loving ourselves and loving our ancestors sharpens our vision of love and cuts through love's imposters. We must allow our lives to be filled with clear, spirit-led visions of love in its many rich expressions. Ashe. I want that so much for you, my air signs. May you find love in the arms of your ancestors. May you find love in the arms of your loved ones. May you believe in yourself. May you pursue the dream that's on your heart. And may you never back down. May you never doubt yourself. Not only for the rest of this month, but for the rest of your life. All right, my air signs, I hope that was helpful. Have a wonderful rest of your month. We'll see you next time. Hello, my water signs. Welcome to your reading. This reading is for Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. We're looking at what is coming toward you for the next couple of weeks for the rest of the month of September. Let's get into some messages from your ancestors, from your spirits, just what they want you to be thinking about, to know in this moment, and then we'll get into the tarot. All right, for my water signs, what needs to be known now? Open road. I say yes, yes, yes. Now the open road is kind of turned on its side, but we're going to get one more card. Okay. Get your power back. You have forgotten who you are. You are a child of the divine, so take back your power. So now we know why the open road is on its side. Because the roads are open for you. The answer is yes. Your ancestors are backing you up. But you have forgotten just how powerful you are. And the thing about forgetting our power is often it means that we have forgotten how powerful our own ancestors and spirits are. This feels like not like a hard thing, because it didn't say that you don't know who you are. It just says that you forgot. And so that means that you can easily get back to you. You can get back to you. You do that by remembering that you're worthy, that you're talented, that your spirits, like the divine, delights in you. We remember, I deserve good things, even if life doesn't reflect that yet. I know that roads are opening for me, and I trust that because the divine is bigger than what could ever try to destroy or distract me, and I am connected to the divine. To get your roads to open, it's acknowledging who you are and acknowledging who they are. Now, that might not be the case all the time, but for this reading, that's what I'm feeling. So I really love that for you. All right, let's see what's coming toward you, my water signs. The Knight of Wands. Things are about to pick up for you. The Knight of Wands. We have the Five of Cups. Okay. Let's get two more. The High Priestess and the Ten of Wands. Let me move these cards. What is interesting about the story that these cards are telling me, the Knight of Wands into the Five of Cups. Like I said, it feels like things are picking up for you. It feels like you are actually becoming inspired. It feels like you are getting more energy. It feels like you are kind of getting a little more hope. There is this creative drive that is like, there's something that's heating up for you. The Five of Cups feels like as you are trying to initiate or execute these particular plans, it feels like there is like disappointment in the way it's turning out. It almost feels like you being hard on yourself, this Five of Cups, right? But then remember that this card talks about taking your power back. The get your power back is saying that you have forgotten. The High Priestess feels like even though you might be dealing with some hard emotions, even though you might feel like I want to do this thing, whether it's pursuing a relationship, whether it's pursuing a particular project, there's something that you are desiring, that you're moving toward, and something about the experience is lackluster. And it feels like it could be, again, that being critical, feeling disappointed in the end result, or even at the progress. But the High Priestess is you getting yourself back together again. This is you remembering, wait a minute, I'm making this more difficult than I need it to be. Wait a minute, it doesn't have to be this hard. It doesn't even have to be exactly this way. The High Priestess understands secrets and mysteries. The High Priestess follows their intuition. The High Priestess does not look for approval or consensus. They kind of go their own way. And it's you coming back to that knowing that will help you complete it, whatever it is you set out to do. It's the Ten of Wands. You might be tired at the end of it, but my water signs, you get to the end of it. So trust the fire in the Knight of Wands. Trust the energy that you have. Believe your ancestors when they said yes to you. That your roads are open, that blessings are coming in, that ideas are coming in, that connections are coming in, because the roads are open to you. So whatever you need, you ask for and you receive it. And then you will get to the end of this journey and you'll turn around and have a different vantage point. You'll see that things worked out exactly the way they should. You just have to focus on your vision. Don't let anything deter you from that. Stay focused. All right, let's get some tea leaves out here. See what else we can get coming in for the water signs. You have arrow, owl. Arrow, for you are on the right path regarding some aspect in your life. You have owl, good advice from a wise person. Yeah. Ooh. You have candle. You will be shown the way. Ashe. And wheel, indecisiveness, allowing your life to ramble on. That is the only thing that happens when you don't know that your roads are open. That happens when you don't know that your paths are already, like your steps are already ordered. But when you know you're on the right path, you won't get turned around. So you have to trust what you know. You have to stay close to your vision. You have to check in with your spirit, with the high priestess. You have to see your way all the way to the end. But you see how you have all these cards talking about like people giving you direction. You're going to get wise advice from someone. You're recognizing that you're on the right path and that you will be shown the way. So this wheel, which also talks about movement, but it's not taking you anywhere. It's not getting you closer to where you need to be. And so, that 5 of Cups can also be those feelings of allowing your life to ramble on, or you even feeling like I'm not getting any closer to where I want to be. I'm exerting all of this energy and this is not any closer than where I wanted it to go. But the high priestess is saying you need to take a beat and focus on not only what you're trying to achieve, not only the vision, but who you are. Who you are. Because then you will be able to remind yourself, oh yeah, as the card says, I'm a child of the divine. Oh yeah, I am creative. Oh yeah, I have great ideas. Oh yeah, I am lovable. And when you begin to remember those things, that is going to be the impetus that puts you through. It's not going to be exerting more energy. It's going to be you coming back into your knowing. All right, let's see what the ancestors or spirits want you to be mindful of for the rest of this month. You have shift. They're talking about shifting you. And the bottom of your deck was the new moon, which is coming up here pretty soon. Both of these are 9 cards. 9 and 4 plus 5 is 9. 9, and then even your water card is 9. 9 is the card of perseverance. 9 is the card of not giving up. If you turn back now, you will never realize how close you were to achieving what it is that you set out for. If you turn back now, you will miss that the roads were open the whole time, right? So don't turn back. Keep moving forward. Focus on shifting your perspective. Focus on shifting your mindset. Focus on shifting your energy when you need to. And maybe with this new moon coming up, this is a good time for you to maybe set some beautiful intentions about what you want to do over the next moon cycle. Because there's so much potential here. The roads are open. You just got to make a decision and move in that direction. All right, so let's look at one final card for you. It would be your crowning card and what they want you to be mindful of over the next couple of weeks. You have house. Get your house in order. House. I'm going to read this from the book. House, it is the element of water. and it says it's about foundations. And it says the house warns of where we've built on top of weak foundations and left others out in the cold. In all that we are working to create and build, we must consider who all we are building it for, at whose expense. It might be our own. Consider the values and principles we want our lives to be built on. Will they stand up to the test of time? In moments we find ourselves unsure of who we really are, here is a test. Fall down and see what rises. It is sometimes the most powerful thing we can do, to crumble like a wave, to instead of working so hard to hold a broken thing together, start over better. And I really love that, because I feel like that's a great culmination to bring home what these 4 tarot cards are saying. We see you starting off with all of this energy, and then there's like this moment of disappointment and giving up, right? But there is a moment that happens with the high priestess where you get the strength and the wherewithal and the new vision to move forward, and that's when you reach completion. So this is about getting your house in order. This is about making sure that you are building upon something that is solid, that is grounded, and the foundational place always starts with you. Do you know you are divine? Do you know you are worthy? Do you know you are deserving of good things? Do you know you are worthy of everything that you ask for? Even if there are circumstances that are keeping you from receiving them right now, what would happen if you open your hands and open your mouth and expect things to change? Change the way that you move and the decisions that you make. How might it allow you to see that you are on the right path right now? How might it allow you to see that even when you don't know where to go next, you will be shown the way, and you will not continue to be roaming aimlessly, but you will be like this arrow and you will hit the target. All right, my water signs, I hope that was helpful to you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your month, and we'll see you next time.